Well, hello everyone, and welcome back to another video here on the channel. Today, we are doing another episode of Tetris Talk. It's been a minute since I visited this series. There's been a lot of things going on since the last installment, but I wanted to take a brief moment and give a couple of updates. First and foremost, today marks 11 months from the time that this channel first started. And we have had some really nice progress in that first 11-month time frame. And I'll be giving you some details on where we're at and what the immediate future is going to hold as well. But before we progress too much further, I do want to take a brief moment to invite you to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We are up over 150 subscribers. As a matter of fact, at the time of filming this episode, we are at 152 subscribers, which is really cool to me, and I know that it's unrealistic to think that within the next month we're going to get up to that 200 mark, but we'll shortly be there, and I don't think that being up at the 200 or even the 250 mark by the end of the year is unrealistic, as we are making really nice headway and progress in towards that direction, and I'm sure that the daily videos and other content is really helping out a lot with that. I've been pouring back through a lot of the past successes of the channel to try and figure out what exactly it is that most people like to see. So all of the top 10 videos on my channel are at least over 500 views apiece, which is pretty good for a first-year channel. And one thing that I do want to note is that there is a pretty drastic jump within the first two, my top two videos on the channel. And you're now seeing the breakdown of those videos on the screen. So as we've currently seen, the series that has tended to have been the most is, no surprise, the series that, or the video game that really got me into YouTube, or really got this channel started, I guess I should say, and that being Ultimate Alliance 3. With the number 3 video being the Crystal Character Spotlight, at just over 700 views, and the top two videos, Scarlet Witch having 1,000 views, and the number 1 video, or the walkthrough of how to unlock all of the free characters, whether they're the characters obtained through the rifts or the characters obtained as part of the free DLC. That video has crested 8.5 thousand views, and it's not slowing down. As a matter of fact, there's a very real possibility that it will be at 9,000 views by the time that the channel's first anniversary comes around, which really helps me out. I'm currently working on getting a follow-up to that video put together, which would be the how to unlock all paid DLC characters. And there's only one other character that I'm missing. I actually had a live stream on Twitch yesterday, which if you're not following me there, go ahead and give me a follow. My link to my Twitch channel is down in the description below. I've been doing streams on Fridays and a couple of extra streams every now and again, but we were working at getting the final DLC character unlocked so I can not only teach you how to get over to that character, how to obtain that character, but also showcase how he works as well. So that is a video that should be coming within, hopefully, around the time of the first year anniversary, if not before. I've got a very large video planned for the channel's first anniversary, and it goes back to one of my projects that I have the most fun working on, that being the song parodies that up until this point have been themed majorly around Smash and Smash characters, as I do really enjoy that game series. I wish I was a little bit better at it, but that's something that I would just have to continue to practice out. So if you do have any questions for me, this video is more of a format, something along the lines of an AMA. So if you do want me to answer your questions specifically in this type of a video format, don't hesitate to leave it in the comments down below, as I do keep a pendant eye on this video in particular when it comes to answering your questions, as this is more questions that you can tailor towards me directly, curiosities you have, other questions that aren't centered on the video or other videos that I get questions on, as those are generally questions for that video in particular. But I'm very happy with where the channel's at currently. I mean, we are bringing in about 100 views a day, which is really good for a channel of this size. And when I say that, we're still pretty small. But I do like giving you these updates and letting you know kind of where we're at. Now, we're still a pretty far ways off from meeting the thresholds to kind of monetizing the channel, and that's a struggle that every YouTuber has to get to. So even though we are not making any money on this right now, that's not my full expectation. I want to be able to create videos that are informative and videos that are enjoyable, and I hope that I am really meeting those two criteria. Now, I had mentioned this a little bit in one of my earlier videos this week, but as Minecraft 1.16 is just around the corner, I do have 2 new video series that I'm really excited to get started on or bring to the foreground, as that's a game that I've really just fallen in love with again. I had some experience with it growing up, but didn't have all of the time in the world to play on the computer and do other stuff. So it's really been something that I could come into more on my own and really embrace as of recent. And with Minecraft 1.16 releasing this next Tuesday, I have 2 video series that I'm really excited about putting together. The first being an Insomniac series where I will be loading into a hardcore world, and I will not be using beds at all. I mean, the only exception that I can maybe see is using beds in the end as a part of an Ender Dragon fight or something along those lines. But a hardcore world where I am not allowed to sleep, ever, which will present some fun and interesting challenges, to be sure. The other series that I will be doing will also be in a hardcore world, but this one's going to be very different. As you know, I'm not going to give myself the same limitation of not being able to sleep, but rather I'm going to theme that series around being a single weapon type challenge. And the one that I thought would be the most fun to start that off with is the use of a bow, and bows only in terms of my damage dealing to my enemies, which would be a little bit restrictive in terms of actually being able to progress in the game, particularly when it comes to fighting the Wither. But I think that it would be a fun and unique challenge, even if it does go up to facing off against the End Dragon. I really think that would be a fun challenge for myself to kind of prove to on my own where I've come and where I've achieved in terms of my in-game skills there, and I'll continue to work on the other videos in the couple of different servers that I do participate in as well. Now, we do have in the coming months, I believe it was around August, we should be able to revisit the game that I was really interested in, that being New World. And that was a game that was supposed to come out in May of this year, but due to all of the craziness that's been happening in the world, it was pushed back to allow the team at Amazon to finish fully developing that game and get it working. So I'd ideally like to start doing videos on that as well once it's a game that's openly available, as I think that will be a lot of fun. And I might dial back some of my other series. We'll just kind of have to play things by ear at that point to see what can be swapped out and what can be done on that front. And the other thing that I did want to mention, looping back around to Marvel's Ultimate Alliance 3, is I've been working a little bit at and been slowly putting together a speed run for the new game, any percent on the friendly difficulty. I've had one run, which I also did live on my Twitch channel so far, more of an intel run to kind of gather information as to what would be absolutely required to pull that off. And so far, with that one run, I was actually able to get a time that would beat out the third place time and I don't have it recorded. I wasn't able to officially submit that run, but at the end of the day, I am gunning for that #1 spot. So that will be fun to hunt down and chase as the weeks progress. I'll actually be doing another attempt at that speed run this coming Wednesday, and again, that will be over on my Twitch channel, so if you want to give me a follow over there, that would be much appreciated as well. But I think that is the majority of the things that I wanted to cover or touch on. So again, if you enjoyed this video, or if you enjoy this video format, please feel free to leave a thumbs up on the video, as that greatly helps me out. And if you have questions that you want me to focus on in the next episode of Tetris Talk, feel free to leave those in the comments down below. Really, any questions that you may have, I'm open to discussing those in this type of a format here. And that should be around the time of the channel's first anniversary, probably within a day or two after, if I'm timing things out correctly. So be on the lookout for that, and we'll be back with a brand new video tomorrow. So I hope that you're excited for that and all of the videos on the days to come, and we're looking forward to a good last month in this first year, and then a whole new year after that in terms of continuing in making content and daily videos there. So thanks again for your time and for taking a moment out of your day to watch here, and I hope that you have a fabulous rest of your day. With that, thanks again for watching, and take care.